Welcome back. If you aren't already following Naked, please take a minute to do so you don't miss out on any future episodes. Each follow means so much and it actually helps a lot. If you have more than just a minute, it would be absolutely incredible if you could leave a review and maybe even share an episode with a friend. I am relatively new to the pod world, especially new to the things that are important in the podcasting world. And apparently, reviews and follows are up there on the list of importance. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. Welcome to Naked, where stories unfold. I'm your host, Janelle, a once former pastor's wife who exchanged small town living for a nomadic life. The unexpected change in our life led my husband and our 4 kids to traveling the world. From years of being rooted in our small town to the thrill of wandering the world, our story has been anything but ordinary. On our journeys, we've met amazing people, learned their way of life, and heard their unique stories, which has led me to understand the profound impact of shared experiences. In each episode, we explore moments of transformation, guided by one single question: is there a time in your life when everything changed? We invite ordinary storytellers like yourself to share the often unexpected turns in life. So grab a seat and settle in. This is the Naked Podcast. Have you ever witnessed an artist who is fully engrossed with what they're doing? Like they're playing that instrument and it is just like they are one with the instrument, or they are painting a canvas and they are one with the color, or they're sculpting and they're just one with the clay. There is something about seeing somebody create and be a part of the thing that they're creating where they're just so intertwined. It's like they're one. We had the opportunity of seeing this beautiful woman. It was like she was one with her instrument. We came around the corner, we were walking around in Barcelona, and we heard this beautiful music. And we're like, oh my gosh, like it was amazing. But what was most amazing was when you saw her play the music. She was just completely connected with her instrument and dancing. I've never seen somebody who plays violin and is dancing and like moving around so quickly and just fully and just connected with her instrument and engrossed in the moment. It was one of those moments where it left me feeling really teary-eyed. One, because of the beauty that she was creating and the crowd that was coming and just in awe of her skill, yes, but like how she really, really felt the music. And then this beautiful elderly couple, probably in their 80s, came up and they started to dance. It was the most magical moment. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my goodness, I need to meet her. I want to know more about why she's here and how she got here and her story. And we ended up connecting afterwards and having a beautiful conversation. And she's like, yes, I would love to share my story. So I'm so excited to have her here today. I hope that you can feel the energy of the music, and we're going to play part of it in the podcast, so you'll be able to kind of get a little bit of an inkling as to what that moment felt like, and just can feel the essence that when she embodies and plays. It's just absolutely beautiful. So I'm really, really inspired by her. Yeah, just again, an honor when someone says yes and they're willing to be on the podcast. So without further ado, let's jump into this conversation with Anya, a beautiful soul from Poland who I'm so grateful I got to meet. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. To my listeners and to my one of my guests today, we've got Anya here. One of the beautiful things about traveling, which I've mentioned many times, is the amazing people we meet along the journey. So a week ago, it was my daughter's graduation, and we were out on a walk. We went to Sagrada Familia. I think I'm saying that right. It's one of the most beautiful churches here in Barcelona that was built and designed by Gaudi. And we were standing up front, and all of a sudden we hear this beautiful music playing. We're like, oh my gosh, like it actually led us to go around the corner because we were on one side of the building. We're like, what is that beautiful sound? And so we kept walking, and we see this woman who's just like playing. You know, when you see somebody playing, but it's like they're not thinking about playing, their whole body is playing. Um, and Anya was playing, and then all of a sudden this beautiful couple gets out, and this woman starts dancing. She's probably, I think she was 83, and she just starts dancing and feeling the music, and the crowd is just growing, and like the energy is just growing. And I'm like, this is one of those amazing moments that you'll just never forget. Like you see them on TikTok, people like will show people dancing, elderly people dancing, but then when you're a part of that, you feel the magic and the hum of that. You're like, wow. It almost like made me get teary eyed just seeing the people, the music, and the dancing of this elderly couple, how engaged and in love that they were. And you ushered all of us into this beautiful, beautiful space. So after hearing you play, I was like, I need to meet this woman and find out like more about you. So I am so beyond honored that you're here today to share your story and to be a part of Naked. Before we get into, maybe you can tell our listeners a little bit more about who you are and what you're currently doing here in Barcelona.
Okay. So welcome and thank you very much for invitation. I'm really happy to doing that. Always this kind of moment of sharing the heart space. It's beautiful and worth to enjoy.
Hmm.
Yeah. So and that moment when we met was really extremely beautiful. I told you that I'm nearly like crying. Because I was looking at this pair, this old couple, and they were so beautiful. Oh my God. They were acting, they had this life energy like you have from the childhood, and they never lost
Yes.
that. They had 83 and they were just enjoying, dancing, like not caring if they are looking like that or weird or funny. They were just being in this moment and just enjoying the life. And for me, this is like essence of the essence. I would like to do that when I will be old and have nothing to do around. I will be just. I've set up that already with my best friend that we will be just going around the world and doing crazy things on the street, like a dancing, like poking fun from people, but in a really good way. Like
Yes.
just enjoy the life really, and that
Hmm.
was that moment when I could watch that how it could be.
Mm. So
Yeah,
special. So
yeah, that was
special.
really special.
So for you, right now you're just in Barcelona. I know we talked a little bit about that.
Okay, yeah, yes, I moved to Barcelona 3 months ago, something like that, and yeah, to find the better quality of my life. Like to
Mm.
find a better place where I can be myself and just to do the things which are the most corresponding to my heart to me. Yeah.
Mm. Mm. And you've been playing
Yeah.
for a long time. I remember you saying you
Yeah,
started
yeah, yeah.
when you were
I
young.
I started like 27 years old. 27 years before. Yeah.
Years ago. Yeah. Wow. So
Mhm.
you've been, this is like part of you. And now you're come to Barcelona to kind of, I know you just mentioned to kind of expand, to
Yeah.
reach more people, to play more places, to be connected with people that are like-minded,
Yeah,
and stay here for a bit. That's your plan, is to be in Barcelona for a bit.
exactly. Exactly. I starting to notice that this city is really so open-minded and the people really appreciating something unique uh, and this things which are making you special, which is in my case just dancing a little bit and playing professionally and just enjoying this moment. They are appreciating that so much, and I see that each kind of artist which are really unique doing that his work on his way, it's really appreciated here in
Mm.
comparison to different countries, different cities. It's here is really um really good environment. Like
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
this
You've
is really
really,
what I was looking for many years, to be
really,
honest.
really
Yeah,
like the connection and people feeling like you're accepted in the space and appreciated for
yeah,
what you do. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, that is incredible. I have to ask you, are you drinking
Yeah,
tea today or do you have coffee or anything?
I have the small here coffee.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's really
but
cute.
also the resource of coffee is here more, and water and coffee. Yeah, I like very much to just like small
Si-
sips,
Sips.
small.
Your cup is so cute. It looks like it's like a little doll size. It's so cute.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love
I
that you.
love to enjoy these small moments. Like
Oh, that is so cute. For
yeah,
those of you who can't see her, she has like a tiny little coffee cup, and then she has a like an actual like coffee pot beside her so she
yeah,
can refill it.
yeah. Because there are like two sips inside of this cup. But it's so beautiful. It's like in these oriental patterns and beautiful colors, like this gold and blue. I love this combination.
It looks hand painted. It's
Okay.
beautiful. It's very beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Hello. Cheers.
Hmm. Well, I guess we can kind of jump into that question that I sat with you on the side of the road and was like, I have this podcast and it's this idea of sharing stories so people feel more connected and more hopeful in their journeys. And we've just really just met. And so I'm excited to see where this conversation will take us
Mm-hmm.
as you just share kind of the part of your life where everything changed for you. So you can
Mm-hmm.
take us to any point in that. I know sometimes it can be hard to choose one or to know where you're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
But just, I guess, trust your knowing and just let it kind
Mm-hmm.
of unfold like a flower, like I said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was thinking about that for last couple days because there were so many these really significant moments in my life when something was changing very uh, very much. But I think that I choose this one moment, which was stopping to take the hormonal pills. Yeah,
Okay.
that was the moment which when I'm thinking about my life and changing my path, like a healthy path, but professional path, the feeling as a woman, feeling as a human being. That was like this, the moment, the most important moment in my life.
Hmm. Amazing.
Because as a teenager, the doctors find out that I have this polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Okay.
And they said that I need to take these hormonal pills for all my life, and this is not treatable disease. So if I don't want to get the cancer of my ovaries, I need to take these pills. So it
Okay.
was like, come on, you don't want to hear that when you are 18 or 17.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I started to take that because they are saying like, okay, then and threatening me with this cancer. So okay, I'm taking that. It's convenient. Uh, and I was taking that for 13 years. And when the COVID started, I started to feel that my life is going through the glass wall. Like
Okay.
my life is happening behind this wall, and I'm just feeling everything through this glass, yeah,
Hmm.
through this wall. And somehow I decided that okay, now I need to try to not to take that, and just can we swear here or not?
Yeah. Yeah. It could be you. I'll just be totally
So,
you.
so I said, fuck it. I'm just quitting that. That pills. In the worst case, I had nice life. I will die for this ovaries cancer, and this is all. But I cannot live any day more with this feeling that my life is going somewhere else, behind me, beyond me.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, I remember when I was on a women's circle at the time. It was the circle around the indigenous Polish songs,
Okay.
and that was the circle where we were sharing our experience around our period.
Okay.
And I remember, that was a Zoom meeting, so you have like 10 faces there. And I said that, I didn't have like normal period, basically never. Because I'm taking these pills from 13 years, and the face of the woman there, the girls, like they were like combination of feeling sorry for me and scared and sad. They were nearly crying in that moment, and I said, "Oh my God, this is the thing, really." Like I haven't been thinking about that way, but this is something which is really important in life to feel your body, feel your period, and like. Mm, so I said, okay, if that was so big reaction of women, which I'm really respecting and I really like them. So maybe there's something. So they gave me a little bit strength to do that. And I remember this moment that after 2 months, I think I stopped to take that. I came out on the yard in my family home, family town, and the first time in my life I felt the wind, and it was like,
Wow.
oh my God, it was like orgasmatic feeling that, oh my God, I'm feeling that on my skin, I'm feeling that in my lungs, I'm feeling this touch, I'm feeling, this essence. And I
Wow.
was like, oh my God, who took that experiences from me in my life? Because I've never had this.
Wow.
Yeah, so after 2 months, I started to feel the life again. Like feel the life first time in my life, to be honest, as an adult person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like slowly, small parts of myself starting to be uncovered. Yeah.
Mm.
And I noticed that this all time when I was taking these pills, they were just keeping me in some. I would compare that to the relation between smoker and the father. So
Mm.
I was just acting in my life, adult life, as a smoker, which is just serving people around, just
Mm.
adjusting to everybody, like not shine so much because come on, this is a girl, yeah, and nobody is treating the girl seriously, so she can do her art, she can do something, her businesses, but this is all like, okay, this is nice,
Mm.
small girl, and I was feeling myself that too, that I'm always like one step below everybody, yeah.
Mm.
Like I am the person which needs to bow to everybody.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, and
constantly having to give to people.
yeah,
Mhm.
and yeah. So that was like the biggest uh, discovering, like how the small pills,
Mm.
how the hormones can affect all your levels of life, yeah, all your surfaces.
Mm.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and since that moment, I quit. I quit the spiritual community, which I was a participant for 10 years. Even though that was like a beautiful idea, taralala, but there was so many manipulations, so many toxic things inside,
Mm.
and I started to notice that this is like each kind of religion, that you have a hierarchy and the people are starting to compete between each other. And from this beautiful idea, uh, which why I came there, step into that community on the beginning, that we are equal, we are helping, we are taking. The indigenous people to Poland, and showing their traditions, and like cultivate this kind of nature way of living, the healthy way of living. And it was like beautiful ideas in the beginning, and in the time it started to be something not so healthy. And with this discovering of my hormones, I started to noticing when uh, somebody are crossing my boundaries,
Mm.
and there is like a thin line between being helpful and being used. Yeah,
Totally. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So, and I discovered also that this Mother Teresa pattern
Mm.
of acting, of living, which I totally had. I had that, oh my God, everywhere in my life, in each field,
Mm. Mm.
uh, which is so beautiful from outside, and so much um seeing by the people. Like they are seeing you, that you are helping here, helping there, non-profit organization. Um, so I was connected to that for 10 years. and like putting the majority of my energy of my life there, to helping, to expanding consciousness, to promoting some kind of healthy way of living. Yeah, but in the end, I noticed that each kind of this kind of organization, each kind of community, it doesn't matter if it's like my community was around the shaman,
Okay.
and that was like a expanding consciousness through these ceremonies, through the plant medicines, but also a lot of different kind of practice, like a daily practice, meditations, yoga, fasting, etc., etc. Yeah, so I noticed that it doesn't matter if it's a community around the shaman, it's the religious, let's say normal, religious, common religious, or it's coach community or any kind of like big community. When you have this kind of hierarchy inside, like the spirit is gone for me. Because then it's starting to be like competitive inside, and these all beautiful things which are attracting you from the beginning, they are just gone. Yeah, so from that moment, again, started taking the pills, and I started to feel myself like, okay, I don't need to have any guru, I don't need to have anybody who is directing me. Like, I'm adult person, I can decide on myself, and I can be surrounded by beautiful friends which have the same values, and just base this all kind of even helping or acting in life just on something really authentic, like your friends, which are not with you because of the guru, because somebody, because anything, just because of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was like a tough moment for me because COVID, no concerts at all for almost 2 years. That was like nothing going on.
Yeah.
And it turns out that this all my friends from this spiritual community, they gone. That when I'm not there, I'm not existing for them at all. And it was so bitter, bittersweet feeling, because when you're putting so many years in something, and then just the lens are falling from your eyes, and you are starting to see the world like differently.
Yeah. I think that
Yeah.
can definitely be hard when you're a part of a community and the only thing that holds you together is the one idea or the one religion or that connects you. If it's
Hmm.
not, if you're not
Yeah.
connecting with people on a heart level, like truly you to me, like just like because we're friends and we can connect on just because I care about you as a
Yeah.
person, not because we are serving at the same place, but because I really care about you as a human. I think sometimes when we leave um, those communities, it can feel very lonely because you do give your heart and your soul to helping the community, whatever that is that you choose, whatever that looks like. And then if
Mm.
you extract or if you're not able to provide um, those that constant giving, it can feel like you've lost a community, which can feel
Yeah.
very empty. And I think that it's can be difficult to create boundaries for ourselves. Like you said, it can feel like you're being there's a really fine line between being used and like the boundary line where it's like I'm a part of something or I'm just being taken something from me, and that
Mm.
can be very difficult. I think a lot of people who have been in different types of organizations, whether it's religious or non-religious, can say that they could probably identify with that feeling of like having that authenticity in those relationships, people just because you connect and you really care about the person, not because you're of the one reason you get together, that everybody gathers at this one
Mm.
place. There can be
Exactly.
beauty in that too. There can be a beautiful community that can come, but there can also be uh, Yeah, boundaries really broken, and a guilt if you're not participating in the way that you feel like you should. Um, it's interesting that I would love to go back to where you're talking about um, as a child. I'm guessing you felt the wind and you felt life differently when you had to take the hormone pills.
Mm.
Did you feel that like, I'm interested because I don't know a lot of people that have been in that specific journey. Did you feel something shift at the beginning? Was it a slow, like, because it almost sounds like it created like a numbingness between you and the world,
Hmm.
like a barrier. Um, did you
Hmm.
feel that slowly creep into you, or is it something that you didn't realize until all of a sudden, whoa, oh my gosh, I can feel the wind when you stopped taking it? When was that? Yeah, when did you realize the effects of that?
Hmm. No, firstly, this I think this circle of the woman, singing woman, just made me realize that there is uh, another quality of life available.
Mm,
And they were sharing about their experience around the cycle. They were comparing this all cycle to the four seasons of
mm,
our nature. Yeah.
mm-hmm,
And it was so beautiful. And I was listening to them, their stories, and it was like, wow, you can
hmm,
feel that and that and that. It's incredible. I was for whole my life, like adult life, I was feeling like constantly, like that was like a middle line
mm.
all the time. There was no like latitude here, yeah. Latitude.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
There was no like go up, go down. There was no nothing like that, like sinusoidal. Yeah?
yeah.
There was like a flat line all the time, and I
Okay.
was experiencing nice moments, but it was like okay, it's happened nice, so nice. It's happened crap and crap, and it was like a little bit like I don't know, like a monk or something. You're just so peaceful inside, and nothing. Like the monk life, it's I'm not telling that it's a bad kind of life living, but it's taking you away from the reality on this planet a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah,
So you're
because
just disconnected from reality, is kind of how you
yeah,
felt.
yeah,
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 yeah.
because you are in the comfort zone, nobody is distracting you. Yeah, you are just with yourself, or with practice some pattern in life,
Mm,
but you are not experiencing daily life. Yeah,
mm,
the
mm-hmm,
connections with people, just earning money, finding the social, la. Yeah, this
yeah,
all spheres are gone then.
yeah.
So so I was like in this world, but feeling like this monk, like
Mm,
doesn't matter. It didn't matter what I was coming through. That was everything was flat.
mm,
Yeah. So this moment, to answer your question, there was this moment when I started to see and listen to that girl's stories, and that I they made me this wish for experiencing that too.
mm. Wow.
Yeah.
And do you
Mm.
find that that has changed the way you connect with music, the way you play music? Like if there's a barrier between
Yeah.
you and reality, what was that shift for you as a musician?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was completely like changing myself and Uh, like I said, that was change on each level of my life. And the music way, come on, the music is about the emotions. It's about feeling, yeah. And I
Yes.
was like a robot before, more than, I could practice something that was sounding very emotionally, but I haven't felt that,
Mm,
yeah, like in my heart, in my body. And uh, yeah, I also started to sing that moment, uh, and like everything was like taking me back to my body, and to my feeling,
mm,
and playing on violin. It's also vibrating. Yeah, each kind of music is a vibration, so if you're starting to feel this vibration in your body, it's like changing your perspective at all, like completely. Yeah. So that was a touching moment. And that was also funny that before I was composing already my pieces, and everything was like a super beautiful, like these ideas which I was putting in. There was like a high consciousness ideas, like the like that was everything what I was doing. That was about the ideas. So again, about something flying, not grounded. Yeah. Uh, and that was beautiful. Yeah, I'm still thinking that it's beautiful, but it's not touching your, because we are living on this planet, we are walking on the ground. So we need to have something which is grounding us, not just flying on the all the time, just above the
Right.
ground.
Right.
Yeah,
That disconnect where it's like almost, it sounds like it made your feet come to the ground and be like
yeah,
connected with what's here instead of being over, like away from yourself.
yeah. Like it's just about the intention. I think that if you're going to like through the body, you can go up, yeah, and to these higher ideas. But when you're just suspended in higher ideas, like going to the human being, like there's not this connection. Yeah, you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
That
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
firstly you need to be grounded
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
take somebody up, and you
Yeah,
cannot take somebody up when you're up
yeah,
all the time.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's, I heard somebody once say you can't take somebody where you're not able to go. And so um, I think sometimes in all facets of life, where if you have something to give, if you're giving out of an emptiness, then the void is continue. Whereas if you're filled up here and you feel like comfortable and you feel grounded in where you are, you can then give out of yourself. But if you're giving out of an empty place, which is a lot of us who are givers, like yourself, and you
Mm.
maybe don't have all the boundaries in place, and so you give, we can tend to give out of an empty place, which can make us feel um, I don't know. I don't know how to put it into words, but a bit lost in our own journey because we're giving out of a place that's just empty. And so and if we
Yeah.
don't put an end to that, it can be very depleting, which can lead to like a mental breakdown or extreme exhaustion or adrenal fatigue and these things because your body just is like your body can't be willed. I was talking to a good friend of mine, an old friend of mine, about how you can will the body to do something for so long before the body's like, okay, no, I can't, I can't do that anymore. I've reached my maximum level of exhaustion
Mm.
that I can take. And so your body starts to give you signs being like waving a flag, like we can't do this anymore. And you can try to continue to will it,
Yeah.
but eventually your body just says, I can't, right? Which
Yeah.
oftentimes is the reason why we make these big shifts and we're like, oh no, I need to make these changes because my body's not a robot. It's my home and it's my only home. And so if I can honor
Mm.
it and realize that like all the inner workings that are happening for us to have this conversation, for us to sleep, for us to walk and run and do these things, like our body is serving us all of the time. And sometimes I think we forget to honor our home by pulling back, and boundaries isn't a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing to protect you.
Yeah.
um, right? And
And
so if we
and
can,
to be in authentic relations with people.
yeah,
Yeah. Because if you
yeah,
can express yourself like freely, where are your boundaries? It's being so comfortable for another side too, because then somebody knows what is the comfort zone for you, for him, and then you can be like yourself first time. Yeah.
and how liberating is that to just be
Yeah.
yourself, right? To
Yeah.
not feel like you have to conform, but you can just come authentically you. That's, I think, the thing that I think many of us are looking for, especially because the world has become quite a digital world, that we're
Hmm.
looking for these type of connections, like heart connections, because there's a lot of things that that don't appear real, because they are filtered and they look a certain way, and we're looking for that authentic connection, um,
Mm.
which it does fill the soul, and it does like create the sparks of magic that turn into conversations like this, you know.
Yeah,
So
definitely, definitely. And this is like one small change in your perspective, and then everything like starting to act differently. Yeah,
mhm.
even this kind of conversation, your job, music, connection to your children, to your friends. Yeah, it's everything
Yeah,
changing. Yeah,
yeah.
but this moment of the shift, it's always like not so easy, yeah, because then your friends, your family, they're not starting to not recognize you, and they get used to this using you. Yeah,
Mm.
they get used to this kind of life that they can always rely on you, always ask for something, and you will always be there. Yeah,
Mhm.
and this moment of changing is like, okay, so what is going on wrong with you? Yeah, you've always been here, and now we cannot rely on you, and you're so selfish. Oh my God, you're so egocentric. You're going somewhere and not thinking about settling family, giving birth to children, and so many things. Ooh.
Yeah, it can be hard. It can be hard for people to, especially I think when we're not um, with our family all the time. I was talking about a friend of mine this the other day about how when you're raising children, they're with you all the time. Typically, they're in the house a lot, so
Mhm.
you don't really see the big changes between 6 and 7 and between 10 and 14 and these stages because you're with them, so it's a gradual change. But when you have that disconnection from the people that you normally do life with, and then you come back, it's like it's 6 months, has so much change has happened in you and in them, that sometimes it can be a big adjustment, going, whoa, like
Mhm.
you've changed, I've changed. When there's those big breaks between, whereas when we're doing life together, we can see that gradual growth and that gradual change, and it's more easy to adjust to because it's slow and it's in present time. Whereas when there's that disconnect and
Mhm.
that the kids move away, or there's you don't so in close proximity with your friends or family, and then you return, it can be like, whoa, who are you? Like there's a lot of changes that have happened to you. It can be a big
Yeah.
adjustment. It can feel like growing pains that we didn't know we're going to be coming. And I think that life can be like that, with parents, with friendship. There's these growing pains, and it's how we choose to see each other and honor each other in that, and realize that like
Mhm.
it's your first time being where you are right now in your life at this present moment, as it is your mom and dad's first time being in this present moment in their life. They've never been here
Mhm.
before. And so
Yeah.
we have to give each other the grace and understanding that, oh, like you've never been here and neither have I. So it's going to feel like
Mhm.
stumbling.
Awkward.
We're
Mhm.
going to get some stretch marks on this one,
Yeah.
because the growth is happening, might feel really quickly. So the skin is tender, the heart is tender,
Mhm.
because it's our first
Yeah.
time in this season, um, which is beautiful and difficult all at the same time.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, and
then
I
when
think
my
that it's uh-huh. Yeah,
no no go ahead.
yeah. That I just wanted to add that it's so like easier to make that with your friends because you are choosing them. You can change them in the worst option, but the not worst, but the most difficult it's to change in the front of your family, the
Mm,
people which get used to so much, like they know you from all your life, and
yeah.
they have some kind of uh, some kind of appearance, like not appearance, some kind of a way of thinking about you. Yeah,
Yeah,
some kind of picture of you. And like changing that, it's a really hard job.
it is. I think it is really hard to like, because people can see you, like you said, like small you, young you,
Hmm.
how you
Hmm.
were as a child. I remember my dad actually, him and I were talking just the other day about he lived in a small community in Canada and was raised. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
knew who he was. He had a childhood injury, so more people knew who he was because of this accident. Was a very public thing, and so as he got older, people saw him limited because he had a disability. And so people saw him
Mm-hmm.
incapable to do the things that he wanted to do in his head and he knew he was capable of. But people's limiting ideas of
Mm-hmm.
him made him feel like he
Mm-hmm.
couldn't. And it wasn't until he moved away to a new city that he's like, I felt like I could do the things now that I
Mm-hmm.
knew I was
Mm-hmm.
capable of because I wasn't under the shadow of people's ideas of who they thought I
Mm-hmm.
was, which I
Mm-hmm.
think sometimes we need space in order to really fly.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
This is exactly why I came to Barcelona. The people doesn't know me, and I can be myself. Like, okay, I'm like I am, without this all the thoughts about me, how I should be, how I should act, how can I play, where can I play.
Right.
Yeah. And
It's
in Poland, it's still a little bit this kind of limited approach to life.
mm-hmm.
Like the people are not so open-minded, and still the education, like my music education was really tough. And from this old school where when people are just saying how bad you are and thinking that it will help you to be better musician,
Right.
and trying to put you in some their pattern for life, for living. And and then these young people which are studying, they are like keeping these ideas because you have that so deeply in your heart
Mm-hmm.
that to get rid of that, it needs really hard work to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Really hard work. And
Yeah,
leaving can be
yeah,
really hard too, right? Leaving that
mm,
like
yeah.
what can feel like comfort into a world of like many unknowns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me, it was also like one from this the biggest moments, the most important moments that I started to, because a few years before COVID, I graduated social psychology too, and but that was like it was nice approach, but I haven't had this feeling that this is it. This is
Mm.
the solution for our emotions, for our living. Yeah. And during the COVID time, I made new qualifications, and I graduate the studies from the technique which calls emotional freedom technique. I don't know if you
Mm.
heard about that. It's a tapping solution, also
Oh,
well known
yes.
as a.
I do know
Yeah,
of it. Yeah.
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 Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So the professional name is emotional freedom technique, EFT.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, and I made a study from that, and I came through mind therapy too, through this method. And it was like everything was in the same moment on the beginning of COVID, like
Mm.
starting, and it gave me these tools to manage my emotions, to adapt to new me, and
Mm.
to have like mm, freedom to be like feel freely next to my family, next to my friends, to be just myself and to express myself
Mm.
how I really feel, and also honor that my family, it's like they are changing, but not as always, not as we would like to see this change. Yeah, changes.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this method was for me like cherish on the cake that
Mm.
I was making so big work in therapies, in spiritual growing, uh, like learning myself many stuff like from science, and that was like the moment when everything what I knew before starting to be connected and starting to have a sense that even this shamanic tradition knowledge with this source of science, psychology science, different kind of therapies which I was qualified to, and like, oh my god, that was so good. Yeah, and
Mm,
I'm still on this journey, and I'm now the official therapist of this method also. I'm running the online cabinet
amazing.
mainly for mainly for women, and my site it's called the Woman in Truth.
With truth, cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. And do you
Because
start it now since you got here?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
I'm running that. I'm setting. I'm just making now my website and everything. It's just released like a few weeks ago, and starting to record the podcast about that method and about all small stuff we are dealing with daily.
Wow.
Yeah, because this is like for me the the biggest, the most precious thing in life. I think it's to be to have the possibility to live according to your heart, according to your feeling inside. Yeah, and this is like the most precious thing. Yeah, to just be
Mm-hmm.
vulnerable in that, and following that freely.
Yeah, like
Like
connecting
this
to
is
what your
the
core.
yeah. Yeah, like a top of the top. Like for me, it's not money, it's not some prestige. I don't know. It's not something like differently, but just
Mm-hmm.
that. Because
Yeah.
if you have that, then you can act, you can follow your passion, you can be authentic in relations, you can feel all relations, and everything what you're doing, then it's changing the perspective.
Yeah. If your purpose can connect
Mm-hmm.
with your core values, then
Mm-hmm.
it's like that's where this hum comes in life, or
Mm-hmm.
it brings this excitement and it makes you feel alive in a way that you haven't felt before. I think a lot of times we can do things because we're trying to accumulate something, whether it be um, fame or whether it be finances or whatever, but it doesn't always connect to our core, which can
Mm-hmm.
feel like you're kind of can become stuck and unmotivated and it
Yeah.
doesn't really light a spark inside you. Whereas if those two can combine, where your purpose and your core values, your purpose and your passion can connect,
Mm-hmm.
it's then when you play and it's like everybody feels it because you are in the midst of that. Like you are very present. You're not playing in somewhere
Yeah.
else. You're embodying
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
moment
Yeah.
because it's who you are. It's your thing that you're so passionate connecting to your core. And so it's felt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can hear
Mm-hmm.
it and you can feel it when someone cooks a meal and they love cooking and they put
Yeah.
all their love into it. You can taste that. You know,
Yeah.
it's very evident um, when somebody's passionate about something and they're doing their work. You can feel it in return, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a different connection between the artist or
It is.
the listener or the
It
observer.
is
Yeah,
totally. But it's
yeah.
so beautiful, this kind of like, I was like maybe from that I made some kind of career in Poland. Mm, yeah, I was playing like a big concerts on stadiums sometimes too. We were playing with my girls band. And then I decided, okay, this is not like fully tuned in me, and I am the Mother Teresa in my girls band. Yeah, like I'm putting all my heart, all my energy there, and have nothing like
Mm,
back.
hmm.
And I decided, okay, I'm changing. Like now the girls, like, my girls band is still existing, but I'm just managing them. They are in Poland still. But I said, okay, now it's time for myself. I need to do my things. And firstly, after this decision, I came to Croatia for 1 year
Okay.
to just recharge my batteries, uh, discover this life which I just starting to know.
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, and I started to play alone like a solo because before I always was thinking that I'm not enough to handle this energy of people, because this is so much different when you're playing with few peoples in the band,
Yeah.
and this energy is like like one part on her, yeah.
Like a shared feeling.
Yeah, short, thank you. Like this energy is short, and when you're playing alone, it's so much differently because the people are watching you all the time, so you don't have a break in that. Yeah,
Yes.
you
Yes.
cannot go on site for 1 minute and come back when how I was doing in the band. Yeah, because the
Yes.
girl is playing solo, so I can like release, calm down for a moment, have a break, and here there's no breaks and you need to keep this energy because
Right.
when I'm playing, there's kind of field of energy, yeah, around. And my duty here is to raise it up a little bit, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
to put this intention and raise it up,
Yes.
this intention, yeah. And my
Yeah.
intention is always like to just reach the hearts of the people and give them what they need on this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, just to cheer them up a little bit and enjoy this moment of reality and see what will happen
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so yeah, in Croatia I started to play alone, solo, and I didn't know any clubs, and there was no clubs or any places to play normal concerts, so I started to play on the street, and that was like also a big mental changing because I had some prestige in Poland, and then I'm coming to play on
Yeah.
the street, like a totally beginner, yeah.
Yeah. You're
And
going from concerts to the street. It must have been a bit of an
yeah,
adjustment. Yeah.
yeah, and I was playing on the street, but when I was in early 20s, and now I'm
Right.
after 30s, and I devoted my life to music, and then I'm on the beginning point, like again,
Yes.
yeah. But the Croatia was so beautiful, and the people were so open-minded for my playing and appreciating that even on this street. Uh, and I started to see how beautiful it is. That I haven't experienced this kind of moments when I was playing on the stage in this
Wow.
girls band. Because here, when I'm playing on the street, the people are authentic because they
Mm.
have like no reason to act in some way,
Yeah.
or because there's no rules on the street. You can
Yeah.
just dance like this crazy old couple,
Yes.
just dance or laugh or anything. What you want to do, you are just doing.
Yeah.
If it's catching your heart, you're stopping. If not, you're just passing by. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting to see that the people really like that. And the people are starting to say to me, like, oh my God, you were playing, and that was like a touch my heart. You were playing from your soul.
Mm.
And this is so beautiful moments when somebody is telling me that, because like this is my intention, but you're making
Yes.
intention energetically in your mind, in your heart. But when it's the people are seeing that and feeling that, this is like, oh my God, this is that. This is my my gift from
Yes.
them.
Yes.
Uh, that the message is received and taking back. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, yeah. And I came to Barcelona, and I knew nobody here, like literally, even one person. And I started to play on the street the same way.
Yeah. And you're meeting some amazing people through that. And I
Yeah.
bet people are telling you too, like, wow, like I know when we were watching, we're like I said earlier, like it just touched your heart. Like I just was
Mm,
mesmerized. I just wanted to sit there
mm,
the whole evening and just like it was magical because
mm.
you really do embody it and you can really
Thank you
feel
very
that it's
much.
authentic. Like you're just, I've never seen anybody play
Yeah.
like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Thank you.
Yes,
That's so nice to
yes.
hear that. Mm. Yeah, but it's like, okay, you are like a open-minded person with, very, very conscious about life, etc., etc. So it's like, okay, thank you very much that you're Janelle telling me that. But But sometimes when the people like you see that they are just living in very simple way, like they are going for work 9 to 5. Like I'm not telling that they are stupid or something, but they just didn't have so many opportunities to be open-minded in their life.
Mm,
And when this kind of people are coming to me, like I don't know, so homeless people, some people, delivery guys, the service of cleaning service in Barcelona, when
mm,
these kind of people coming to me and they are telling, "Oh my God, you are touching my heart with this playing,"
mm,
it's like, wow, thank you very much. This is like wow moment, like
mm.
even biggest wow moment, because they didn't have this chance, yeah, in their life to
Yeah.
explore more, yeah, different approaches to the life and different levels of the life, but still they are seeing that,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, this is amazing. This is for me, it's super amazing.
That's probably the part that is like you said, it doesn't even compare to when you're playing with in the band because or in concerts because when someone comes to a concert, the normal response when someone plays is to clap and to celebrate. But when you're playing
Mm-hmm.
in the streets, there's no expectation from anybody that's walking across
Mm-hmm.
you to stop or someone to say, "Hey, that's amazing. You're really touching my
Mm-hmm.
heart." They're just you really are catching people's heart as they're just in their middle of their life, whether it's cleaning or
Mm-hmm.
walking or sitting in a park or having a picnic. There's no expectation from anybody. And then when they come and
Mm-hmm.
tell you, like, oh my gosh, like you really touched my heart. I can imagine, like you said, it's a feeling that comes from something else because it is authentic and it is unexpected. And that's the beautiful thing about I think doing a thing that you love is that when people can
Mm-hmm.
hear it or feel it or connect it or taste it, they can sense that they can sense that there's something beautiful and intentional about what you're delivering
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
you are a part of it. You're not like your presence. You're not in a robot mode playing. You're there with the people and
Yeah.
with your
Yeah.
instrument and with the music. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
really evident.
Mm. Yeah, I think that this is it, that when you are not living in the ideas, you're just living in your heart and you can make some idea.
Hmm.
Yeah, like direction of intention is so different, and then it has power.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it
like
does have power.
a long
Yeah,
distance power, not just
yeah,
celebrity, la la la.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It impacts
mm,
people.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah, and playing also the playing on the street is like so healing, like your self-esteem, I think.
Mm, yes.
Because I've never heard so many congratulations for playing, like appreciating words, like on the street. And even my therapist said, okay, Anya, so each day you just write it down what the people were saying to you and just read that later when you will have some weak point or more sad day, just read that because that was like authentic. That was just for you. So enjoy that.
Mm.
Because
Wow, that's
as a
really good.
musician, yeah, as a musician, you need to have a little bit this perfectionist disease.
Mm,
Uh,
mm-hmm.
maybe even not a little. If you are going through this all education, music education,
Yeah.
generally the people are freaks about being perfection.
Mm,
And no, the perfection is disease. So you're just losing your power there.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, you're just losing the whole intention, all core of the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here I could really feel that flow
Wow.
of perfection. Because
That's
on the street
amazing.
you have no control about everything, yeah?
Yeah.
The circumstances are changing, So you just need to follow that and just let it go of control and just be in the presence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
I think um, let's yeah, I think it's really beautiful that you were able to connect with your therapist on that and to take those notes and to write those things down as memories
Mm.
and moments when you're feeling like I don't know if I can do this, because I think that many of us, whatever it is in life, we question ourselves and our capability. Sometimes we see ourselves as just our younger version of ourselves and be like, I'm just this little girl, you know. And in
Mm.
fact,
Yeah.
it's like, no, you have this gift and you have the ability and you have what it takes to touch people's heart, to move them, to inspire them,
Mm.
to like, you never know who's being touched by the thing that that you're doing. And so it's important to show up for the thing that inspires you and makes you feel most alive, not only for you but for those who get the beautiful opportunity to hear it. And I think
Mm.
I love that idea of writing down, having a spot where you write down the people that are touched by it. And whatever, I think anyone who's listening today, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're pursuing, and the thing that is passionate, brings passion and life to your heart, write down the moments when someone says, man, like you really touched me,
Mm.
you really inspired me, you really moved me. So that when you get to a point where you question yourself and your capability, that you're reminded that, no, like I have what it takes. And and rebirths the courage that sometimes we need to find over and over and over again
Mm.
to do the thing. Even for me to be here with you, the podcast, there are times when I question whether or not I should be doing this. It's like, who's listening and why does it matter? And I have to go back to the
Mm.
thing. Like it matters because inside my heart I know that I need to do this, even if it feels uncomfortable, or sometimes I question my
Mm.
capability to be here with whoever's on the other end, to know that, like, no, we have what it takes. It's just stepping out in the courage. And like, I really, really love that idea of writing down the things that
Mm.
people have said to you authentically about the way that you touch them. Um,
Mm.
so that's beautiful. I love that nugget.
That
I'm going to
is.
take that one. Yeah,
Yes,
no,
yes,
that's
yes.
beautiful. I really, really appreciate you being here and sharing your story. I know you have a lot of opportunities and things that are going on in Barcelona, so I appreciate you taking the time and
Thank
setting
you
it
very
aside
much.
to be a part of the Naked community. Before we sign off, I wanted to ask, I always love asking this question because I think joy is something that we often don't talk about, or we overlook, and we don't share. So I'd love to
Mm-hmm.
hear, what is the thing in your life right now that you're finding is bringing you immense joy to your life?
Hmm. You know, this thing is to feel again, but not only the joy, this all low feelings,
Hmm.
this all low smellings on the street. Street in Barcelona, I am just walking and laughing because in one moment, in few seconds, you can feel the beautiful flowering trees. And in 2 seconds after that, you just smelling the smell from the canalization of, like a shit
Yeah.
canalization, or the smell of burnt oil from Chinese restaurant, and again somebody's perfume, and it's like, and this is bringing me joy, like to be the part of, like to be inside of the life
Hmm.
with this all curves, like this all smells, all up and downs, and just be really present in that, and feel this shit, feel this burned oil, feel these beautiful flowers, like yeah, do not only suspend on this beautiful moment, because for me, the beautiful, it's starting to be like, okay, I'm not dwelling in this,
Yeah.
this smell from Chinese restaurant, but it giving me some kind of reminder that, okay, it's here, and it's also the life, the part of life, the biggest,
Hmm.
which we are so much rejecting, and trying to stick to this beautiful happiness moment.
Hmm.
But to feel this happiness moment, really, you need to feel down too.
Right. It's like the pendulum swing from one to the other. You don't fully know joy. Like if there was not, if we
Mm.
were only ever existing in that space, you wouldn't really know. And so it's the ebb
Yeah.
and flow of everything. I love how you're like, yeah, I'm smelling I'm smelling the shit and I'm smelling the perfume, I'm smelling the trees and I'm smelling the dog urine. Like I'm, like,
Yeah.
and just realizing that there's like the joy to actually be able to even have the sense of smell and be able to take in,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
just experience life in that way. 'Cause
Like
I love
in
that.
authentic way, yeah, in truth
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
like just as it is. And
Yeah.
yeah, finding the beauty in this even tough moments, it's for me, it's like very liberating.
Mm.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah, even if I need to play on the street, okay, it's like temporary time, but
Yeah.
I'm finding the joy, extremely big joy in that, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that this is like a step to play normal concerts. I already have some kind of engagements each weekend. I'm playing normal concerts also, but yeah, enjoying right just
Yeah.
right this moment of reality because this is
Yeah.
all what we have. Yeah.
That's right here. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. I love that. It's been such an honor to have you here and to be. I love that you're just
Thank you
pouring
very
more into your
much.
teacup.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's never ending story, you
It's never ending,
know?
yeah. But no, thank you so much for being here and
Mm.
for
Thank
sharing
you,
your
General.
journey with that. Yeah, no, I really, really appreciate it. I hope our paths find each other somewhere here again in Barcelona or somewhere else in the world.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm so grateful we got together.
I will say just one thing, just one
Yeah, yeah.
promising that it is last. But what I'm experiencing also in Barcelona, and this is super unique, that I'm feeling um, that I'm walking through the day and meeting just the right people which I should to meet.
Hmm.
And this is like happening each day on each kind of social party, social meetings, networking, street. I'm just
Wow.
like reaching exactly these people, like which reality can support me and give me in right moment.
Hmm.
And I always thought about attraction law, tra la la la, that it is so nice. But here it's like happening, like right day after day, like
Wow.
so small miracles for me. And I'm finally, like, I think first time in my life, I'm really feeling that the universe is giving me the best version of reality on that moment,
Hmm.
which is just available for me.
Hmm.
So there's no like pressure for meeting more people and playing more or doing something more. It's just when you're connected to yourself and you're just flowing, then everything, like a reality, it's bending to you and flowing with
Right.
you. And this is what I really first time in my life in Barcelona here. I'm experiencing that in such a high level
Wow.
of
It's like
small
when you said
coincidences.
yes. It's like when you said yes to it, it's everything you knew to come here. Things just started to align. The connections, the people,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the yeah, just the interactions just seem to be all leading you in this continual way. Like you're on the right journey. You're here for a reason
Mm.
in this
Yeah.
specific city at this specific time. Yeah. Wow.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Keep doing that. That's such an
So thank you,
inspirational.
because you were also, my answer from the universe, like this
Hmm.
beautiful present from universe, like, hello, come on my interview. Go naked, of course.
Oh, thank you so much. I hope you have an
Thank
amazing rest of
you.
your day. And again, thank you for
You
being here.
too.
I hope that our paths do cross. And until then, sending you a big hug and a lot
Mm-hmm.
of love from myself and my family. And yeah,
Mm-mm.
thanks for being so inspiring and such a beautiful soul to be able to see and hear what you create. It's absolutely brilliant.
Thank you so much. That was an honor to be here with you and with your listeners. And yeah, I wish you all to keep the sun in the hearts
Oh, thank you so
all day, each
much.
day. Small sun inside. Yeah, with
I
good
will for
music,
sure.
of course. With
Yes, of
good music.
course. That's important. All right. Take care, my friend.
Take care.
Okay.
Ciao.
Ciao. Thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe and leave a review wherever you get your podcast goodness. This way, you'll never miss out on any future episodes, plus, it really helps us. And if you want to share your favorite episode with a friend, that would be absolutely incredible. This goes a long way. If you'd like to join Naked by sharing part of your story, just leave us a message on Instagram or email us at nakedwithjanelle@gmail.com. Also, a big thanks to my son, Mikkel, who is the best cheerleader and maybe one of the biggest believers in Naked, and also produces and edits all our podcasts. I am beyond grateful for him and very aware that I couldn't do this on my own. Thank you so much for tuning in and for being here.